We're going to hit the new request. We are going to come to a screen where it's a submit new request screen with a pop-up here. This can be embedded in other apps. It can be embedded in a Power BI report. It can be embedded in a SharePoint site. It also can be embedded in emails as well. In this case, I'm running it standalone. And so the first thing I'm going to do when I see this is I'm going to select a fulfillment team. Now, these are the various fulfillment teams that I have in the system. We'll get into how these are created later in another episode, but I am going to pick Power Apps Development because that's what I do. And then I'm going to select a category. So under this fulfillment team, which is Power Apps Development, there are many services that are offered by this or can be offered by this. In my case with this, I only have one here, which is a new solution. That new solution brings back a description that's defined in request types, which I'll get into in another episode, and also the icon that it's associated with that request type. So the user selects the fulfillment, they select a category, you get this feedback back from the app, this lookup, and then they can come in now and put in a brief title. So I'm going to select something I've done before here. And the title should be brief. It should not be super descriptive because this is going to be seen in a report on Power BI. So you don't want a lengthy title for this. So keep them short and brief. And then the description can be as whatever you want. So in this case, I'm just going to write test for the sake of speed here. One thing I have noticed, I'll point out right now, and I'll maybe change this later, but somehow within the modern controls, suddenly it doesn't have spell check anymore. Hey, Microsoft, what's up? Spell check was working perfectly in my apps. It wasn't in preview, and now it doesn't work at all. There is no spell check property at all. The priority by default set to medium. You can select the needed by date. So this is the date that the user submitting this request or the requested for needs it completed. That does not mean it's going to be completed by that date. I'll get into that later. So as I was saying before, when you submit this request, you are going to submit it by you. So you are the submitter, but you can request it for other people. So you see the list of here, and this comes out of that directory, as I said. So in this case, I'm going to request this for Getty Lee. He requested this, and then it's all set. So now we're ready to go and hit the submit request, and you'll get the dots up here that says it's doing something with data, and then we'll wait for it. And you notice now the attachments, which was kind of grayed out before, now suddenly is available. There's a reason for that. I will get into this detail about how attachments work within the app, but for right now, you must submit a request into the SharePoint list that keeps track of these requests. And what you get back from that is an ID, a unique SharePoint ID, and the attachments icon needs that because it is going to apply whatever that number is. In this case, it's ID 24, and that's right out of the SharePoint list here. And then you're going to do just like normal in other apps as well. Sit here and pull up just a couple of things here just so you can see it. And you drag and drop this. This is not fully functional at this point in time. I'm still working on this. And the reason is what's happening here. Now you'll see this. So this is actually the first one that I dragged and dropped. But by the time that I do a refresh on here, the actual workflow or the Power Automate that actually writes the attachments to the document library have not had a chance to actually run. So you don't see this right away. That's going to be fixed in the future. So when you get all done here, all you have to do is hit the X. It's already saved. You don't have to hit the submit request again. You can just X out of this box and you return back to the gallery And you can see now there's that request that I just made. And you can see what I was explaining before, which was submitted by Jeffrey Mencken, but it was requested for Geddy Lee. So isn't that nice of me to do that for him? This concludes this segment or this episode on how to make a request, and we're going to get into request types next. Thank you.